Hi, I'm Alison Saar. I'm an artist in Los Angeles, but I'm here in San Francisco at the San Francisco International Airport with my piece, Flourish.
Good afternoon. My name is Ashara Ekundayo. I'm an independent curator and cultural worker. I live between the San Francisco Bay Area and Detroit, Michigan. And I have the honor of being able to spend just a few minutes with artist Alison Saar today in front of her artwork, Flourish, here at the San Francisco International Airport, which is also a museum. And these pieces that are part of the permanent collection of the city of San Francisco. And Alison, thank you, for this beautiful work. And if you could just give us a little bit of background on the piece and
For sure.
and why it sits where it sits.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I really, when coming, being invited to create a piece for the airport, you're kind of thinking, what does that space mean to us? And really what I was interested in terms of, and I think it was very much of the time when we were doing this piece about people coming and going, and some people, coming to escape things, and some people coming to look for things, and some people having to leave spaces, and how this was such a moment of transition on so many levels. And so I wanted to kind of really talk about the idea and the ideal about coming to the United States and what that used to be and what this country was based on at one point in time, that was about welcoming.
And the trunks themselves, are they actually trunks that you
They're
covered
old
with something?
They're old vintage. There aren't trunks in there. They're old vintage trunks that we scanned, and then we printed them out in foam and then wax and all of that, so they can be an exact replica. So it's kind of like a three-step thing.
And her flowers in her hair.
Yeah, so it's just kind of about, in some ways, I think you think of these extensions, so to speak, coming out of your hair, and you think of braids and, just sort of like sometimes hair management, but then it also becomes sculptural, and then it also can kind of lead to, just fantastic things.
I mean, we're at the gate. Is she on her way in, or?
I think because she's setting out roots, I think of her as having just arrived.
Okay.
Yeah.
Spreading out.
That these little containers of things become kind of the seed that, where we go from that past and start anew and kind of spring out. And someone was talking about that spring, and even the cherry blossoms kind of recognize a sort of a survival of the winter.
Yes.
That it was kind of this new life that we're now finding that is being stripped away from us. And so even more so, I think, really important to have this work here and now. And, hopefully people will come through and, see themselves in it.
Because of like the different materiality of the works, this kind of like nod to the diversity of the ways in which we insist that I will not be erased in my story. It's going to be told. Here are the various ways in which it can be told. So there were 3 Black women in the permanent collection, and now there are 15.
And we're talking 2025.
Yes.
Okay.
So here we are at 2026, right? Yeah. There were 3, and now there are 15.
Crazy.
And we are in conversation here.
Well, then I just love that so many of the artists are here today, and many of them are old friends, but some of them not so. And I think it's just really lovely to have us all in the same space.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thanks.